It is Monday, a little after 1, maybe 1:30ish, thereabouts. I hope you're having a great day today. Coming on a little early, has stuff to do later on, and some family things happening. Never got on yesterday at all. Oh my. But we had some family gatherings, so I was happy to have that. That takes priority. As I always say, family first, right? So we'll take a little walk and talk today. So I've been thinking a lot about with all the unrest and things that are happening outside of my world. And technically it comes into my world because I'm hearing about it and I'm feeling it. And many of you who are empaths know that. Did you hear that? Am I still on? My mother's calling me to tell me what time it is. It's 1:27, in case you need to know. Anyway, hey Peg. So, been thinking a lot about, the state of affairs of the world. And one of the things that's so hard to do is to let people have their process. And there's a lot of people jumping on bandwagons without even knowing what they're doing, which happens a lot anyways in life. I think it's just a little more obvious at the moment. And with all the things that are happening between COVID and protests and people not knowing what's really going on and are we open, are we closed, is this business open, is this business closed, do we wear a mask, do we not wear a mask? There's a million questions out there and it's super confusing, right? It's super confusing. And, some people legally don't and can't wear a mask. That's actually part of Connecticut's state law. Between HIPAA and ADA, you're allowed to not wear a mask if it's not in your best interest in terms of your health. So oops, I think I'm having trouble with my connection here. Hey Mel, hi Deborah. So if you can't wear a mask, does that mean a business doesn't let you in? You might want to show them that state law. I actually have it on my phone if anybody wants to know what it is. So I think one of the things that happens is when people get confused about a lot of things, then that's when the fear comes back in again. It's like, oh my God, we're back to this. So we're back to fear again. Instead of living in love, sending out love and kindness to all. And even those that are doing things that they shouldn't be doing, they just don't know right now. They just don't know what they're doing and why they're doing it sometimes. And that's okay. That's part of their journey. That's part of their path. And as easy as it is to judge them, it's also just as easy to send them love and light, send them prayers, help them get through their pain, because clearly they're in a lot of pain or they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. When people are hurt, they hurt others. I said this earlier this morning. I was talking to somebody and I said, you know what? Hurt people hurt people. So when I'm hurting, I may hurt others. When others are hurting, they may hurt me or those around them. And I think that's one of the things that's so important to recognize. That's part of humanity. That's part of how our empathic beings are as humans. We do pick up on other people's energies. So it's so important to keep that energy and vibration high so that you can send that love to others and you can send that love to yourself as well. So you don't even want to think negative thoughts because that too is energy. That sucks it down. That keeps it in a bad place where it's not beneficial to anyone, including yourself. So you're actually harming yourself along with anybody you're thinking bad thoughts about. And that goes along with anything, not just riots or protests or COVID or anything else that's going on in the world. So I just think about that and how hard it is to actually let go, to allow, the universe to take over, to allow karma to be in its place, to allow the universal infinite intelligence to be part of that person's process. And one of the things that I think about is, what is it I can do in this case? the one thing that I can definitely do is I can pray. So for those of you that believe in prayer and or infinite intelligence and or whatever you believe that there's something bigger outside of ourselves that will take care of business, so to speak. You know, I know people who call it nature. I know people who call it other things. And you can call it whatever you want. As you know, it's an energy as part of an energetic being, which you all are. We all are. And as someone posted earlier today, a butterfly, you know, she rescued a butterfly. How awesome was that? If you want to look up her post. And, you know, you don't always know who you're going to give energy to, but it's so nice that we can. These are the things that we can do. So you want to, you know, limit your viewing of the traditional media stuff, because that'll drive you crazy, as will some of the postings on Facebook. And there's a lot of negativity out there, granted, but it can be overcome by a lot of people who are enlightened and energetic light beings, light workers, people who do a lot of good work in many, many ways, energetically and otherwise. And those are the things that you want to be able to focus on if you can. So as best as you can, you may want to do that. And just look at how much that can change not only your perspective, but your own energy in your own world. You know, today is a good day. I mean, I'm lucky enough to live in Connecticut. You know, we all got here somehow on this planet, right? So whether it was, you know, an ancestor brought, you know, the family to this country, if you're in this country, if an aunt or an uncle came first, in my mother's case, it was her aunts and uncles came to the United States and then she followed and she stayed. Her sisters came to visit. They didn't like it. They went back home to Europe. And my mother stayed all these years. That's how I ended up in Connecticut. I don't know about you guys. So, you know, we never know why we are where we are in life, or why we are in a particular location, or why we are even in this body, in this location, at this time, on this time and space. But we are. And so what you have to do is learn how to work through the stuff that's difficult. If you're having difficulties with all of these things, you know, you can work on your own recovery, your own sense of good well-being, self-care, as I've talked about in previous talks on the Walk and Talks, is so important. And when you're right with yourself, you're then able to give that energy because you don't own it. It's passing through you. You can extend that energy out to others. You can, if you want to use it, like pretend that you're able to do it. And then you are. It's just that simple. So imagine yourself giving out energy to others. It will not drain you. There's always more energy. That's the beautiful part about energy. It's always there for you. So I think that's important too. And, you know, we give it to our kids, we give it to our parents, we give it to our siblings, we give it to our friends, and it doesn't deplete what we have. So good energy and positive vibes will carry forward. It's like what I talked about the other day on that ripple effect. Hey, Arlene. Hey, Patty. And I think that's one of the things that I keep in mind is like remembering that ripple effect, that will carry through, that will follow through. And we don't know where that ripple effect will end up. It will end up where it needs to be. And infinite intelligence knows where that is. So we'll just let them do their thing. You know, that's the beautiful thing about, you know, nature and our beings, our human lives here on this planet are all energy. And that energy gets transmuted and brought to other places as we think about it. How many times have you thought about a friend that you hadn't talked to in a long time and boom, they call, right? That happens all the time. And the more you're aware of it, the more it's going to happen. So it's all about that inner awareness. So that's why I think, you know, doing the work, the internal work that you can do to make yourself happy, to be a satisfied person with your life as it is, you know, to be present to yourself every day right where you are, so important. That's, like, to me, my most important thing. I had a couple things going on this morning. My mom has an appointment. It might be over just the phone, but it might be actually with her iPad, so I do have to go inside and figure that out. And her doctor appointment is virtual at the moment, again. And she's fine. She's just got diabetes and has to deal with it. Hey, Peter. Hey, Debbie. And I think that's one of the things is like there's so many more options available to us now with technology. But the energy stuff is still the same. And I think as we've been going through this virus and all the other things that are happening, people are spending more time with themselves and getting to know themselves a little bit better. And you know what? If you're angry, there's a reason for it. Anger is one letter away from danger, right? Danger, Anger. So if you're angry, there is danger there if it's brought to the wrong area. So you want to be able to put it in the right focus, put it where it needs to be, do the work you need to do. You can actually transform it into energy. Okay? People don't realize that that can be done, but it can. Hey, Jim, Christy, a few more people popping on. I'm going to be off in about a minute. And so you can transmute anger. Instead of letting it go into danger for yourself and others, you can transmute it into energy for yourself. And you can Google it or look it up or whatever you want to call it, find out more information about that from somebody who knows, and work that in your life. Because if you're angry about something, that means there could be unfinished work that comes from anything from childhood to things that happen to you on a job or with a relationship, or any of those kinds of things. And you know what? Move forward and then make that actually happen in your life so that you don't have it happen and repeat itself continually with new people. So that's what I've got for today. And I will be back on tomorrow. And I'm going to sign off with the sun is always shining. Oh my gosh, it's so wonderful and blue skies and bright sun today. I hope you're having a great day. And love you guys. You have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye for now. Thanks, Christy. You can watch on the replay. Yep. Thank you.